Broadcasting live from Regina, Saskatchewan, also known for its cold winters. This is the World Youth Day podcast with your special host, me, Daniel Sampaga, and
Ryan Carriedo.
this podcast will talk about the personal and social effects of World Youth Day and how the Catholic Church responds to those effects. First of all, what is World Youth Day?
World Youth Day. It is an event for young people that was organized by the Catholic Church who gathers from all around the world. World Youth Day is when Catholics gather from all around the world to reflect on, share, celebrate, and proclaim their faith in God. World Youth Day was initiated by Pope John Paul II in 1985 to spread Jesus Christ's message to young people. World Youth Day is an event that usually held every 2 to 3 years in different countries.
Every event contains a unique theme, but traditional theme is the unity and presence of numerous different cultures. World Youth Day celebrates youth and young adults and prepares them to become missionary disciples.
What can we do during this event?
There are numerous things you can do during this event, such as concerts and films, classes led by bishops, hearing confessions, and a big mass at the end of celebration by the Pope. During World Youth Day, national objects are traded between pilgrims such as flags, shirts, crosses, and other Catholic icons, with all different cultures to show appreciation with one another.
The very first official World Youth Day was celebrated in the city of Rome in 1986 by Pope John Paul II. This had a theme of always be prepared to make a difference to anyone who calls you to account for hope that is in you. And the very first World Youth Day held in Asia was in Manila, Philippines in 1995. This event had a theme of, As Father has sent me, so I am sending you. This event was important because it held the largest number of people who gathered for a single religious event. About 5 million people showed up in this event during the closing Mass. The next World Youth Day, which is in 2020, will be held in Portugal. Now that we know what World Youth Day is about, what personal effects does it have, and does the effects still exist today?
For positive effects, they have strengthened one's faith and belief, gotten closer to God, and have made a close and larger relationship with Him. Others started changing for the better good, and even shared amongst each other what they have learned so that they too can do the same, maybe change as well. Some struggles. Well, World Youth Day is a big event, which means there will be a lot of youths. Many will take some time to get used or comfortable with others, which can be hard, but will eventually wear off. Others were having trouble breaking out of their shells. Again, it'll take some time. No need to rush, because soon enough, World Youth Day can change that in an instant due to God's plan and blessing. The youths whom had participated in World Youth Day most likely had struggles sharing what is or has been bothering them or been going on in their life. Sharing personal information is hard, but in World Youth Day, it is like a youth group. You can share others what is been up with your life and talking about it. It doesn't need to be shared with everyone. It can be shared by a brother or a sister that you know you can trust. But in World Youth Day, everyone is working together as a family and supporting each other. What are the social effects, and does it still exist today?
World Youth Day doesn't really only have a personal effect, but as well as social effects. World Youth Day has become the largest regular gatherings of young people in the world. For positive social effects, World Youth Day creates a long-lasting effect that unites countries, forms relationship, and changes lives forever. Pilgrims, they always ask questions about faith, even simple ones. But World Youth Day gives pilgrims the wonderful chance to grow the knowledge of their faith and its sacraments and devotions. World Youth Day Denver 1993 was considered the turning point of history of the Catholic Church in the United States. Before this event, the Catholicism in the U.S. was largely an institutional mainstream church. After World Youth Day in 1993, Catholicism in America discovered the adventure of new evangelization, and the living parts of the church in the U.S. today are parts that have embraced that evangelical way of being Catholic. For struggles, despite the grace and power World Youth Day gives, it still has organizational failures such as people not able to go to the main events. This organizational problem happened in World Youth Day Madrid in 2011, where the venue was not big enough for all the attendees. Many Australians could not get in and was disappointed for being excluded to the main event. This is because thousands of unregistered people were in the venue, which meant that many registered who paid couldn't get even to the venue. There were also a few scuffles that happened between pilgrims and protests in Virgin Day, Madrid. How does the church respond to these effects, and do you believe the church can do
The Catholic Church did a great job achieving its mission. Despite the failures in organization and few scuffles between pilgrims and protests, there were no struggles, and church did not neglect its mission in any type of way. I believe that the church can do more to make sure events are set up properly so that everyone who registered are guaranteed to go. Other than that, the church has done a great job.
That wraps up our topic for today. Thank you all for listening to this podcast with your special hosts again, Daniel and Ryan. I hope you all learned something today and make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.